Welcome to another Wraggys Beers, Wines and Spirits review. Today I'm heading back into Nottingham. I live in Nottingham, so I ain't got far to go. And in fact, about 3 miles that way to Totally Brewed, based in what I class as the cattle market area of Nottingham. Um, I've actually been next door to them. I had an interview next door for a job. I didn't want the job in the end, but I had an interview next door. And so that's the closest I've ever been to the brewery. And one of these days, I'll go down and say hello. And, although, am I brave enough to do that? No. Without a valid reason, obviously. So, yeah, Totally Brewed. They do have a micro pub in Beeston called Totally Tapped. And the Star Inn also in Beeston. So I presume that the good people live in Beeston themselves, the people who own it. They have the Star Inn has its own beer, so make of that what you will. So we needed to try this in a can, hazy pale, 4.3%. I will read what it says on the back because if you've never don't know anything about Totally Brewed, let me educate you. So we were going to keep this in the brewery as a research brew, but thought, hey, why not? So here you go. Exactly. Research brews, seasonal brews, anything that can go into can should go into can. Hopped with Simcoe and Mosaic, trialling a unique yeast blend for medium attenuation, haze and flavour. Let us know what you think online. Yeah, NG2, 3JJ, totallybrewed.com. And like I say, also Totally Tapped is their micro pub based in Beeston. A fantastic hostess there and a massively awesome craft beer fridges. Take some pennies, you'll get some treats, I tell you now. So, obviously, the same place does lots of keg and lots of cask beers and guest beers as well. So, it's a lovely little spot to go to. Hopefully, me, Mrs. Wraggy, and a few of our friends who actually live in Beeston will be going in tomorrow. Hopefully, if I can chat them into it. I did think I was going to be doing some gardening tomorrow, but it looks like I'm not. So all's good on that side of things. So here we go. Cheers up. So Totally Brewed just recently they're putting an imperial stout into a barrel. I did read about the barrel. If you want to know more, go on their social media pages and you'll be filled in the details quite nicely. They're also today brewing a porter, which is great. It's great to see new styles. So here's my Totally Brewed glass. And for the first time ever, my Totally Brewed t-shirt. I love good merch. Supporting breweries is what I like to do. And if they do good beer, then that's all good. And wife got me this for Christmas. So it's all good. And, so anyway, I don't know what happened there. So yeah, hazy, golden amber pour, lots of carbonation going off inside. There's a centimetre and a half of whitehead. Yeah, the colour wise, as you can see, depends on the light. So always depends on the light. If I look from this side where the light is, it's a lot brighter. So just goes to show the lights can play. I mean, this is a shed basically, and it's not a studio or anything like that. So the light is what the light is. Oh, that's got some flavour to it. I get hints of tropical on the nose, although I've just had a packet of crisps, some skips. So, and I haven't washed my hands. So, it's not easy to get. I'll move my hand out of the way. So yeah, definitely tropical. The taste, you would assume it's tropical straight away, but there's a taste that I get, but I'm not sure what it is. So, the good people, Totally Brewed, will be at Nottingham's Craft Beer Festival this year on the 17th and 18th, I think it is anyway, of June. I'm going on the Friday night. Actually, the wife's coming this year and the friends. So, I think the friends coming. Did I pay for free tickets? I think I did. Yeah. Better make sure I bring back more than one glass. I bought about 4 last year and I fell over on the way home. First night, I didn't get any. Second, I was steaming. Got a taxi back. The 2 of us were wrecked and I was better. But on the second night, I got 4 glasses. Bottled home early. And my mate, Kent Beer Reviews, was chatting to all the breweries after hours. So I was gutted, you know. I'd have loved to have been there for that. I'm not sure if I'm doing the Saturday this year. I mean, last year I got invited. Trent Navigation actually sorted, Navigation Brewery rather, actually sorted me out some free tickets. So, you know, that's a, I pay for everything I get, you know, and it's lovely that somebody, it's a small but very kind gesture. And it means a lot to me, you know. I love to review beers. I'd love to try every single beer that every single brewery brings out. However, yeah, one, my liver probably won't be able to take it, and two, logistics. I mean, it's a bit like last night. We'll just go slightly off key here. So the good people at Lenton Lane Brewery were doing a tap takeover last night in the Cock and Hoop. The Cock and Hoop in Nottingham is one of the very best craft beer pubs. I've drank Saki Twit, last year's Hop Heidel winner, which Totally brewed in their brewery. Yeah, I brewed that. No, I brewed it. I drank that in the Cockanoe. And last night there was a tap takeover. Sadly, nobody showed up. And Vince Lee, he was there. And like Nottingham, he's like the camera's beer icon of Nottingham. And he's a good bloke. Yeah, I mean, I don't know how he can afford to go to the pubs he can afford to go to, but you know, it must be on better wages than what I am. Yeah, but he's tagging them in, and you know, social media means so much to be tagging people in, to be commenting on Facebook, and you know, and it just shows interest. And these things, little as they may be, do mean a lot. I have the same thing when I'm posting stuff. And I mean, apart from on Instagram, where you get promoted on some dodgy channel that's only there just to spam Instagram. But in any case, um, yeah, it was sad to see. And, you know, you get a lot of people vocal about beers and they're not going down. Sadly for me, I have multiple factors why I don't go down to a lot of these things. One, work, long hours at work. Two, monetary, you know, it's a sad fact, isn't it? You know, you can't afford everything in life. And three, anxiety, and that's probably the Achilles heel for me, and the thing that makes me step back from doing a lot of stuff, which is a shame because I could be more vocal, certainly more. And in some ways, I'm gobsmacked that this channel's grown into what it's grown into, and obviously people like the personality and the odd beer review. I mean, I actually talk about beers and don't just talk about other random things in life. But in any case, cheers. So hopefully this year also, Totally Brewed will be making it back to the Robin Hood Beer Festival. Did miss them last year, and in fact, got to be honest, missed a lot of the local breweries last year. No Black Iris, no Thornbridge, no Totally Brewed. Who else wasn't there? Dancing Duck, they weren't there. obviously it's a bit they need to let them use the cricket pitch. I mean, the grass on there is not that great anyway, so it won't do any harm for a few days. And I'm a gardener. I know what the grass looks like. I've seen it. I looked and thought, oh dear. But yeah, cheers for that. Good twang to this. Very palate refreshing. 4.3. That's good because I don't really want to be hitting the beers too early in the day. The big beers, at least. I've got a nice imperial stout, my own imperial stout, to review later, and that is going to be some review. There's going to be more of a discussion about um, playing around and being unconventional. You know, with brewing, I've already got my next brew on the mind, and I look at people like Totally Brewed and Titanic Brewery, two breweries that for me do very similar things. Where certainly in the stout, where they have their what I would call a base stout, and then flavour it different, so have different flavours. But same using that same base stout, and you know, for me, it's a great thing, and so it's a bit of an inspiration for me to play around as well with home brewing. And just today, I've got one. I've got an imperial stout that I brewed. I ramped up the ABV because 11.5% is more my sort of ABV. And I got a whiskey, choc fudge brownie, dark spice rum, um, French brandy, Tia Maria coffee, Kahlua. I think that's coffee as well, to be fair. And yeah, some other bits and bobs that I've done. And so I haven't got much of the original um, imperial stout, but I'm looking at my next brew already, and I'm looking at barley wine and doing an imperial barley wine, but splitting it into 220 pints and adding um, steeping some cherries into vodka to add to the barley wine, and then doing the same with the plum, but steeping the other side, doing plums in vodka as well at 40% or even 60%, 60% vodka in both. Uh, should be interesting. And then just adding it to the brew afterwards. Wow! And then aging it in my barrel. I've got plastic barrels. Whether you can get away with that, then I suppose really if you seal the lid, if you seal it, then you can. Even if it is plastic, because as long as the air's not getting out and you don't go, opening it up for a little sneaky. Yeah. In any case, crack on with the beer with you. So, like I say, really looking forward to what they bring to both beer festivals this year. And apart from what's going off in the Middle East, in the East, there's nothing we can do about at the moment. And hopefully it dies down soon, or maybe goes on for years, whatever maybe. Things are returning to normality as well, which is a great thing. We all need normality. But yeah, enjoyed the tropical vibes I'm getting from this. Tastes nice, and yeah, please keep using this as your test dummies or whatever you call it. New beers, new styles of beers. I mean, to be fair, there's a few Totally Brewed beers I've not reviewed. Albeit they want on. I usually get them from Adventure Beers, to be fair, and not always as every single beer for whatever reason. So I need to make sure I do like to spread it around. Or if someone releases something, I like to review it. Unless you releasing 2 or 3 new beers every single week, then there's no chance. Absolutely no chance I can keep up. But yeah, for me, enjoyable beer, nice twang to it. There was an element I didn't get, but Yeah, very enjoyable. For me, a good 4.3 out of 5. And again, keep your eye on the website. They do sell in mini kegs as well as in cans. Lots of different beers in cans. Good range of beers, to be fair. And then you've also got Totally Tapped. So if you ever come to the Beeston area of Nottingham, it's well worth a trip that way to go visit and go and do it. You know, Nottingham, we sit on one of the gold mines of not only great craft beer pubs and tap rooms and micro pubs, but also some amazing breweries. We, as a city, can applaud it ourselves. We've got traditional breweries, modern traditional, and then full on craft, and then crafty traditional breweries. But we've got a lot, and what's around us is amazing, and we must showcase that to the rest of the country and say, come here. And this is what Nottingham's Craft Beer Festival is going to do. It's going to say to people, wow, look at this place. And Sneinton is quite the epicentre, I personally think. Another brewery or two opens up round there. That would be very interesting. I have heard rumbles on that subject as well. So we'll see if it happens. Obviously, money is a consideration on all aspects on that side of things. But Liquid Light did it last year with crowdfunding, so you never know. You never know. You look at what Brewdog did, not the way they treat the staff, but what they did. They're very clever with their exploitation of the human race to pay for everything they do. And if people like your beers, then it's an interesting concept, isn't it? As long as you're brewing lots of different beers. Right, that's it for this beer review. Conscious that I'm getting near the 18-minute knockoff. Thank you all for watching. I hope it's been interesting. More of an actual proper beer review / talk tonight. Not much about anything else. Cheers all. See you later.